Gemini, let's start with your reading. Today, we're going to look into the energies around you, and then we will focus on the events coming up for you in the near future. Also, don't forget that energies go both ways. Feel free to interpret the direction of the messages as it best resonate with your own personal situation. Now, let's start with your reading. What's going on here, Gemini? We see everything and the opposite of everything. Each message up here is followed by its opposite. And it makes it definitely very interesting, very confusing for me as well. But with the High Priestess as your main energy, we are starting to understand why these messages are set up like this. Especially when you get this as your main energy for the reading, you know that someone is wanting to appear differently than how they feel. This is someone with a mask on their face, with walls around them, and behind which they hide so that the other person won't see what's really going on. And so we see it starting from these two cards, the Nine of Pentacles and the Devil. We see it immediately. We see that contradiction in these two messages. The Nine of Pentacles talks about someone who is very independent, someone who has everything that they need and who doesn't have to rely on anyone for anything. I don't perceive this as being you, at least so far, but given that the energies again go both ways, it could be you. Or, as I initially thought, this is someone around you, connected to you emotionally. A brand new person or even someone from the past, someone who is very into you, or are they? Well, if you were to ask them from what they're showing on the surface, this person would be saying, me? Interested? No, not at all. I don't do love anymore. I am single by choice. This is exactly where I want to be. I have no regrets. I have no desire to be with anyone, especially with that Gemini. But then what is this devil energy doing underneath this Nine of Pentacles? Right here, you see someone instead who feels that maybe the only way to experience this stability and the only way to be happy, to feel good, is by connecting with you, by talking to you, by seeing you. Right here, I'm truly seeing a person who thinks the world of you and who's very well aware of the fact that they have a deep connection with you. If you were to see this person behind that wall, you would see someone with wide eyes looking at you with that dreamy look. Someone who truly sees you as perhaps their soulmate, as the most beautiful woman or man they've ever seen. They must be an earth sign or someone with a very fixed energy right now, because anything that comes in and threatens to destabilize them, they immediately push it away, even when they want it badly. What this person is trying to hide overall is the obsession that they already have for you. And even if they talk to you at times, they show you just 20% of what they really feel for you. They do not allow themselves to be vulnerable at this moment in time. I'm seeing an obsessive need for balance here, in fact, and not a healthy one. Let me explain this better. If this is someone who texts you and you take 2 hours to reply, for example, they will wait 2 hours before replying back. Now, this is just an example, but there is a mirror energy here, showing a person who doesn't want to tip the scale in a way that would make them appear too interested, too desperate to connect. Keep an eye on that dynamic and see if that's actually the case for you. Now, the message continues, and I am sorry that this person has hijacked your reading, but it happens when someone has developed an obsession for you. And right here we see this Six of Wands, which shows someone who has clearly put up a show for you to see, Gemini. Does this person always appear as someone who's having the time of their life recently? Is this someone who's often on social media, showing how amazing their life is and how fun they're having? Not before sharing it with the world, though. This hashtag living my best life is again not what's going on underneath the surface. You see this energy, in fact, cut in half and transforming into the Three of Swords, a disappointment. Why isn't my Gemini reaching out? Why aren't they dropping a like on my pictures, watching my stories? There is an obsessive process that they go through when they upload something or do something in general, which they think that you are going to see. They keep looking for a confirmation that you saw it. And this to me really sounds like an overall waste of time and energy. They put so much work into this. Why don't they just reach out and talk to you? They act like they're too busy to think about anything else or anyone else. But this Page of Swords, it's telling us a different story. This is someone, in fact, who spies on you. Someone who's always looking at your pictures, your videos, and someone who just cannot get enough of you. That's what the devil energy talks about. The more you have, the more you want. And there is nothing that can really stop that right now. If they could just let the pride and ego dissolve, they would be able to take a risk and just come to you and talk like two adults. It's clear that there is fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough. But most of all, right here, I don't see fear of new love. I mostly see fear of old pain. And that's something that they need to resolve and that you cannot really do much about, unfortunately. Now, I didn't get a lot of messages from you, but I can tell that if you've made it this far into the reading, it does mean that you do have some sort of interest towards them as well, wanting to understand more. Wanting to understand where they stand and what they might do in the near future. But I do sense that for you, this might be an overall turn off. You like determined people. You like people who know what they want and go out there to fight for it. I sense some sort of green light from you, or at least mint color. But the longer this person waits, the farther your interest is getting, to the point where maybe one day soon it will be completely gone. And right here, here we go again. The Hermit says, I am good. I have nothing to say to the other person. I'm absolutely fine. I don't know what this Dash guy is thinking about, but underneath the surface, the Eight of Wands. A world of things that this person wants to share with you. Passion and movement, which energetically is already happening underneath the surface, but it's not manifesting in the real world because of blockages, because of fears. But hey, what is this Ace of Wands doing here, Gemini? It does feel like this might be someone making a move, actually. It might be tiny, but at least is a step forward. I wonder if at that point it will be already too late for you. If that move might actually be something that could be the start of something between the two of you, or maybe it's just too late, you know? So far, the advice is not to give in to that temptation of reaching out and showing yourself as too available, Gemini. Because with the current mindset, as soon as they get the confirmation that you do want to connect with them, they might take that as a win and run away with it, afraid that maybe you're going to change your mind if instead they pursue that move from you. They really need to lower their intensity at this moment, regroup their thoughts and emotions, and then make that move towards you. Big or small will not matter anymore. That Ace of Wands talks about some sort of good news coming towards you, connecting with someone in general, flirting, intentions that are started to be revealed, and we'll see what else when we clarify. But overall, with this justice showing up here as well, it feels like there is going to be a balance that wasn't there before. A balance in between what this person wants and what this person does. A balance in between what's underneath the surface and what instead is showing up on the surface. And I do believe that this could be an overall turning point into a situation that could be good, but if this other person keeps repressing everything underneath the surface, it will just be a struggle. It will just be very frustrating. And so let's see, let's keep looking into this incoming energy and trying to understand what you should expect from it. Is this going to be too little, too late? Or is this actually going to be the start of something passionate and romantic? The start of a very promising connection, given the attraction between the two of you. Let's see what you should expect in the near future and how it's going to evolve in the distant future as well. If you want to dive deeper into the messages, just follow me into the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, Gemini, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free personal 30-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Gemini. The bridging energy taking us from this current situation to the future situation is the Eight of Pentacles. And what we're starting to see here is definitely very important. Not because this is the element which will solve all the issues, but because this is showing a change in mindset. Someone here was in complete denial about what this was and what this could have become in the future as well. And they were just doing everything to show the world and to show you that they didn't care about this. But now they're taking one step back from the Nine of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles, and they're deciding that it's time to put some work into it, to stop sitting there and waiting for you to do something so that they can feel better. They're getting to a breaking point where all they want to do is actually come forward and reveal themselves for who they are. But how they're going to do it, their approach, their strategy is going to actually determine the overall evolution of the situation in the future as well. And so let's look into it. Let's see what this Ace of Wands is going to be about. A tiny move that it's going to make you understand that this person is actually interested. A tiny move which aims to tell you, hey Gemini, I'm here. I'm here. Do you see me? Because I see you and I really like what I'm seeing. So let's clarify this Ace of Wands and let's see what this energy is going to be about. And then we will see its potential for the future. That's exactly what we wanted to see right here. And with the Magician, the Eight of Wands as well, we clearly see someone who's about to be very proactive at this. Such a change of approach that honestly, it's going to make you think, who is this person? How does someone go from 0 to 100 so quickly? Well, the truth is that this